Hi, lovely. It's Ellie McGraw here from Headway Training, and today I want to share some insights into your monkey mind. So, hands up if you've ever been totally distracted by what's actually happening in your mind. You're maybe not focusing on the things that you need to be doing, or you're getting really kind of overwhelmed and anxious and stuff because everything's just going crazy in your mind. Yeah. So one of the things that I work a lot with is getting that kind of that emotional thinking brain, as Dr. Stephen Peters calls it. He wrote a book called The Chimp Paradox. And what he says is that we have three brains in our mind. So we have the human capacity, which is more the logical, the thinking brain. Then we've got the monkey mind, which is the emotional thinking brain. And then we've got the computer part, so the storage, the data, thing that kind of stores all our memories and our emotions and how we kind of learn things. And what sometimes happens is that when we don't get our monkey mind under control, that emotional thinking brain under control, it kind of runs havoc and it really holds us back because when our emotions are way more stronger than logic, aren't they? So when we get that emotion coming through, the logic really goes out the window. And so when we're making decisions about who we are and our business and what we should be doing, if that monkey mind is in control, if you're in that emotional thinking state, then it either makes it really hard to make decisions, or you get decisions that aren't really going to work out longer term, because they're probably, maybe you're just too excited or you're really fearful. So you jump in too quickly without having enough information, or you don't do anything because you're so paralyzed by that fear of, getting it wrong or getting rejected or whatever the emotion is that comes up for you. So why is it important to get it under control? Well, when we're trying to make decisions, take action, bring that consistency in our business, when emotion is overriding that, we can't actually make the best decisions for us, either short term or long term. We end up getting things like, procrastination. We sabotage ourselves. We kind of, because we're letting that part of us rule what it is that we're trying to do and trying to achieve. It takes our focus off what is that big mission, that big focus that we're trying to do. So how do you control it? It takes practice, okay? It takes practice to know, is that the monkey mind going? Am I making decisions based on how I feel? And are those feelings really true? Because often we get these, misrepresented emotions for ourselves, because in that computer section, the monkey mind is going back and it's finding all those examples of when when things were fearful or when you did get rejected, and there may be only a few examples, but because it's so powerful, it's bringing them back, so it's holding back your activity. So just being aware of when the monkey mind is actually in control, or when is the human mind, when is the thinking, the rational you, when is that in control? And it does take practice to notice which one is in cahoots at whatever time. And so getting that awareness first is really, really, really important when you're trying to calm that mental chatter down, trying to calm those feelings of like anxiety and stress and emotion. Because when we're trying to focus on, when stress and anxiety and all those big emotions are coming on board, they're distracting us from actually getting anything done, because in essence they kind of paralyze us. So focusing on being in that awareness, and then if you're like, okay, well, if I wasn't feeling emotional about this, what would I actually do? If I wasn't being driven by fear or And sometimes those joyous feelings are driven by fear too, because it's like you kind of, again, lull yourself in. So I just want you to think about, when of those times when your monkey mind, that emotional thinking mind, has controlled some of your decisions and how that's worked out for you. And when you've been in more of a calm, centered space, how those decisions have been influencing your feelings, emotional levels, and the success that you've had in your business. Because getting that mind chatter, getting those emotional essences like regulated, so that you're actually in this centered position, making decisions from an aligned space, not a space that's getting false information. Because often what we think and what we feel aren't necessarily not all the time, but the reality of what's actually happening. So I invite you to create that awareness for yourself and see what the difference is in your business. Thanks. Bye.